So today we're going to be doing a little bit of drone racing practice. Coming up here in a few days, we've got a race called the 12 Hours of Mayhem, and I have not practiced at all. So in the front, got a bunch of Hobbywing gates. We're going to get those bad boys set up. And then here in the back, I've got chargers, flags, more gates, chairs, drones, table, all of my normal gear, and a lot of wind. So hopefully today goes well. We've got to get like, I don't know, I'm aiming for like 40 batteries, 50 batteries of good windy practice. I don't even think the gates are going to stand up, but let's get to it. And I didn't even show you the best part. I filled my lithium powered car with more lithium. That's enough to charge like 300 batteries. So I'm going through the course setup. Mondo has posted DVR of like his build of the track, and I'm just looking at the different elements that I need to practice to succeed on this track. So we're gonna do a pole dancer section, which is like one flag next to a gate where you have to like go around the flag and then back through the gate. We need to do, unfortunately there's a couple of ladders in this. We don't have any double stack gates, so we're gonna get a little bit creative on how we're gonna do that. And then we also need to do a tornado section where you go like low, middle, low outside, high, and then yeah, it's all this kind of crazy stuff. So we're gonna try to set those up with what we've got here so that we're practicing exactly what we need to be flying at Mayhem.
Big time, no man, diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Okay, so we got the course built up. We did one version and I'd switched a couple things around, and now we've got it really nailed out. Our tornado section is looking really good. You gotta do the whole spinny spin thing. But the problem is it is so windy. Like each of the gates like bend over to like 1/3 of their normal height. So like half the time you're going through like the low part, sometimes you're going through the high part. It's very challenging. But I'm actually feeling really good. I took the first batteries really slowly, and I'm up to, I think, 4 batteries now on the track. Feeling really good, starting to get that flow back, that confidence, starting to remember, like, for example, going around the volleyball ladder, I am starting to find that I can hold the throttle in a certain position, hold the sticks in a certain position to just get it to go and come around rather than having to like adjust 3 times. And so like it's those consistencies that I'm looking for to get back today that I'm missing from not having practiced in a while. So let's get another 10-20 batteries and check in and see how we're feeling. My battery is unplugged right now. My quad is still spinning up somehow. I don't get it. So I just had a bit of a crash. Added a little extra dihedral. I don't know if you can hear that cracking, but there we go. All better. But it also cut a motor wire. I don't really feel like wiring that back together, so next.
Number 9, diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me. Big time. teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of times. Funky in the air, that's a lot of pride. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, take it from me.
Late practice update. We've been running for, I don't know, probably 20, 30 batteries now. Not getting as many through as I want. Just, it's so windy. Like, it's so hard. Like, there's been a couple times where it's calmed down. I actually started to really pick up the pace, really get on it. But every time, every time the gate gets blown down to, like, literally I'm hitting gates at like 8 inches of clearance sometimes. Like, it's insane. But I'm focusing back in on the consistency and the smoothness. So anytime that I'm, really trying to go for it, I start to kind of get really, really awkward, and like I just kind of overcorrect and I'm wasting too much battery. And especially for something like a 12-hour race, it's not going to be necessarily about the fastest lap times, but it's going to be about consistency, and it's going to be about being in the air as long as possible. So I'm trying to double down on consistency and smoothness so that I'm making my battery last a little bit longer. Trying to focus in on that consistency and that smoothness and making the battery last longer and being in the air for the entire flight. Starting to crash a little bit more. I think I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued in the brain region, so we're gonna kind of finish up the day. We've got about another 30 minutes that we can run the course. I got one more drone left, and hopefully we'll continue to see better and better results. Next time we're out, I'm guessing that I'm going to be much, much more consistent and much faster, having gotten back on the sticks for the first time in a long time. So I figured to give you a quick gear overview on what I'm running here in 2021. I don't know if any of this is going to change, but right now it's what I like, and it's pretty much what I've been using for 2 years now, so it might be a little bit out of date. But first of all, we've got Hobbywing 2207 1750 kV motors. The trend right now is to go up to like freaking 2100 kV on 6L. I don't like the feeling of those kinds of aircraft. It uses the battery too fast. 1700, 1800 is the sweet spot for me. I'm using the Runcam Racer 5. It's just the sweetest, the best looking camera out there in my opinion. The White Noise Synergy. It's an older F4 board, but I'm able to put my TBS Unify and my Futaba receiver onto it and then have it have pit switching by default. So I really, really like that. I've got some True RC antennas out the back of the Floss 3.0, which is the frame that I'm using, and I'm also using the Hobbywing 60 amp 4-in-1 ESC, which is just absolutely bulletproof. They're the best. I mean, they've been the best for like a year and a half now. But yeah, nothing super special about these builds. They get the job done, and they're fast, and I've won a lot of races with them. So if it ain't broke, don't change it. So I just had a bit of a crash, and I flew it back. Probably shouldn't have flown it back. Wee, 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 wee. Hey, one piece. All right, so we're wrapping it up for the day. No, I was really, really glad to get out on the sticks. It's been a couple months since I've really gotten to crank on some laps on a track, and like I'm feeling really good, feeling really warm now. I'm gonna use this time to kind of digest, practice a little bit more, and kind of go over some of the DVR, get focused on like what I need to do the next time I come out, so that the skills that I'm building here now, I'm gonna take all of that muscle memory into the next session and use that to continue to refine, continue to get faster, and get ready to race with Heart of America at Mayhem. Stay flying.